Hello everybody, welcome to Northern Comfort Tarot. That's my channel. This is my beautiful beloved
What up,
Brooke.
you guys? Hey, where's my thing?
I know, I'm using the wrong background. Here we go. This is my channel. That's my beautiful Empress of Duality, Brooke. How you doing? You doing good?
Good.
I'm a little off because we're going live early today. So
yeah, remember we talked about our intro, babe. I get to say my own name.
Oh.
Remember how we did that? We're still figuring it out, okay?
So she's getting to say her own name. Hey, Selma, how's it going?
But what up, everyone in the chat? So just wanted to show up for you guys. We've been online a lot lately, okay? Loving on you guys. We wanted to show up and do like the 2040 readings that we always do, but also allow you guys to kind of, you know, maybe you don't have $20 and you'd really like some help or some assistance, some kind of guidance. So
Jesse,
we will be offering like any donation base, like anything that you can donate, right? Just to have that equal energetic exchange, you know, give and take, right? So we're offering both. You can do 20 or 40 reading, or you can do any amount donation, and we will return the energy.
How you doing, guys? Jesse, haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you.
Yeah, hi Jesse. What's up, love? Michelle, Salma, good to see you again.
Oh man. So we're gonna go into a collective energy. Probably for those in the chat, like we do on Brooke's channel as well. And just to put it out there for you guys, I should be starting the November spreads coming this week, so stay tuned for that. 5:05 in California. Is it 5 o'clock?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I guess so. 3 hours is 5.
Oh,
from
yeah?
8 o'clock, yeah. 5:05.
Didn't know that, Salma.
Mm-hmm.
Many times have we seen you up here. I did not know you were in California.
And Jesse is 6:05. But anyways, here we go. Collective reading. Am I missing anything? Oh, no. So I might as well put it out there. If you want to check into our services and t-shirts and all the good goods that we provide for you guys and we can deliver on, you can go to empireofneutrality.com and that'll get you into the good. Ooh. We have we've got a blog going, and the Empress of Duality has posted a thing, and the Empath's Toolkit was our first blog post. So if you want to check Toolbox, yeah. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out.
Oh, some good shit in there
on the website. The link to the Facebook group, Love Vibe Tribe, is on there.
Let me share this, by the way. And thank you, Michelle. You like my hair?
Pretty much anything and everything that we have to offer is on the website, so check it out. And the website just makes it so easy to say, check out the website, instead of having to ramble off a bunch of things.
And Salma, I feel you, girl. I'm feeling that, what you said. I feel like I'm about to have so many blessings coming. Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Oh, yeah.
If you want us to look into that tonight, like I said, and I don't know how many people were in here when I first said it, but we will accept any amount donation if you would like a reading with us tonight. And if y'all give me a second, I just gotta share this. But how's y'all's weekend been? How's it going, you guys? Y'all feeling any energy shifts? I feel like it's a little bit lighter for some. And then for some, I feel like the universe is still just like poking
on ya.
Like, you gonna heal this shit or what, bro? Like, what you doing? You gonna look at it? You gonna fucking feel it? You gonna purge it? And just like constantly, like just tapping on your shoulder. What are you doing? You gonna look at it? You gonna feel it? You gonna shift some shit?
Purging all over the floor. Oh, I gotta reach low for this one.
Okay.
Collective energy for those in the chat right now. I'm gonna do a decent spread for you guys.
So the first thing I'm getting for the people in the chat, let me tell y'all something, and it's funny. I've gotten this message. I got this message like a couple weeks ago, and I actually shared it with Danny today. It just felt like the right time to.
Oh yeah, Jesse's in BC.
Because sometimes we get downloads, right? We get like remembrances. We get deeper and deeper truths, and before we just kind of like blast someone with the download, really taking time to integrate the information first. That way, when you go into sharing it, like you have a foundation built to be able to share it from, which is exactly what I'm about to talk about for the people in the chat. So like, there's no denying that, like, it doesn't matter what part of your journey you are on, like, there has been shit coming up, okay? There have been limiting self-beliefs, especially limiting self-beliefs, self-imposed limitations, self-imposed ideas, lack mentality, victim mentality, anger. There's been a lot of energy that's being moved around, being shifted, and being brought to the surface for us to heal. No matter where you are in the journey, like, there's been a little bit of it everywhere. For some people, it's just been little, like, spurts of it, and maybe they're the ones that did the work in, like, the off season, and they're the ones holding the frequency, holding the high vibration, holding the neutrality, while others of us kind of dive deeper into the negative polarities, the negative limiting self-beliefs, into all that shadow work, right?
Stuff.
But for the ones that, and I feel like this is a lot for our tribe, the ones that continue to get hit like over and over and over and over again, like you think you really got to the core of something and then boom, another layer. And it's like all these layers keep coming up and like the same frequency, like the same energy keeps persisting you. And like for a lot of you, why it's taken so long to integrate these higher vibrational energies, to integrate the healing, is because some of you don't really have a sturdy foundation for energy work, a solid foundation for healing, a practice, a consistency when it comes to tapping into your own frequency, tapping into the high, like the beings that want to assist you, the mentors that you have, right? So for a lot of you, it's really going to take having a mentor of some sort, or, there's so many different ways that you can do this. So I'm just going to pick a few, but like having mentors to guide you, to help you, people that have been there, done that, and already collected the tools that will serve you on your mission, right? And then, really blocking out distractions, taking time to block out the world, to release your identity, to release yourself from your personality even, to let go of all of the ideas of who you think you are, and to really get present and in your heart space. But why this work seems to just be like, for some of you, you're even to the point of just feeling like defeated and like this is fucking impossible. Like, what does spirit want me to do? How am I supposed to shift this energy? And it's getting very overwhelming, right? The anxiety, the anticipation. You can feel that there are, energies that the sun is sending, these high frequencies. Like you can feel all this shift and everything changing, right? But it's still like you keep getting smacked. The universe is just like, you're in a boxing ring with your ego, and like your ego kind of wins sometimes, right? And like why that is because a lot of people really don't have a consistency when it comes to having a foundation to work from. Like if we have a wound and we have trauma, say abuse, let's say mental abuse, that was what happened to you with your parents, in your relationships. There's this core wound of mental and emotional abuse. And then we create negative ideas about the abuse. We create limiting self-beliefs about the abuse. I'm not good enough. Why, I should be shameful of myself because people treat me like shit. Maybe if I was good enough, people wouldn't treat me like shit. Maybe they would show up for me, right? And you're in that whole negative polarity. Well, then when you become awakened to those limiting self-beliefs, awaken to the shit, right? Then we have to work on the foundation work and bring in some positive energy, because we're so far in the negative polarity. We have to add a little bit of positivity to neutralize the energy. And like where some of you are getting stuck, it's you're recognizing the negative limiting self-belief, you're recognizing the wound, the trauma, everything that stems from the trauma, the emotions, all of that. And not really creating a sturdy foundation in positive, just positive energy to balance out the negative, which means affirmations, mantras, sitting with your energy, doing energy work, working with mentors, writing shit down, clearing through your throat chakra, speaking things out from this trauma, even to the point of like, I'll give you an example of what a foundation work to heal this abuse would be. You would take the abuse and like sit in front of a camera or take a piece of paper and a pencil and write it all out or speak it all out. What happened? How did you feel about it? What did they do to you? What did you do in the circumstances? What do you feel guilt or shame for that you didn't do or that you did do when this person was abusing you, right? That's a good way to start foundation work, because we have to kind of build a little bit of the positive energy, because we have to build that security within ourselves to dive deeper into the wound. So when you are taking something like a limiting self-belief and adding a positive affirmation, I am worthy of love because I am love, right? You're not healing the wound. You're just kind of getting it, feeling safer and going deeper into the wound. That's why that foundation work is absolutely necessary. You have to have that foundation work, that security within yourself to really dive deep underneath all of the ideas about the wound, the emotions about the wound, and really get present with the wound, right? So once you have some foundation work done, you can go in to the wound. Sometimes we need help with that, though. We don't feel safe enough within ourselves to go into those things. But that's what Danny and I do. And there's so many other beautiful people here on YouTube that do the same thing. But that was a message I really wanted to share with you guys, because I think that we forget how important it is to consciously choose to go into our shit and reprogram our mind, reprogram the ego, let go and detach from emotions, from beliefs, right?
I ain't gonna lie. The things that I've been working through, it's so hard sometimes to, really see what it is. And then even if I know what it is, it's hard to navigate the waters through it and really dive deep into it. So I'm glad that I have Brooke here at no added cost aside from living that I can count on to go to, right? And it's been a process and a journey in itself where, me opening up to the idea of like letting her into my basket of shit. You know what I mean? It's not the most.
There are parts of.
Just hold up. I'm gonna put this down. Ow, that's the muscle there. Thank you for holding off on that. I'm gonna put you back on. Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to add to something that you said. Like, there are things within us that we can't see. There are things within us that we can't acknowledge. There are emotions within us that are buried so fucking deep within us and covered up in so many layers. Like, y'all see my earrings flying right now? Like, for real, okay? And we need someone to be that mirror, that safe space for us to get really present and being able to acknowledge those things.
Now, most of y'all are twin flames, and I know the journey can be thick, especially when you're coming close to union and all your shit's coming up. It's hard to even look at it. And your perfect mirror kind of puts it in front of you, even if they say, "What do you want for dinner?" Like, what do you mean, what do I want for dinner? You know what I mean? It just that every fucking button can get pushed, and it gets a little it can get fucking thick.
Right. And
real thick.
And when you realize the little nuances that trigger you, you become more humble and grateful for the way that the triggers present themselves through stupid
oh my god
circumstances, but you become humbled and grateful for those things because they could come in so much more traumatic. But if you're doing the work, those triggers will come in lighter. They'll just poke certain buttons, activate certain things so that you can see them. But if you're avoiding the acknowledgement of self, the acknowledgement of wounds and trauma, then the universe is going to come around and smack the shit out of you with a trigger, with a tower moment. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We've had ego moments that started with not properly defrosted chicken, to the dog, to maybe dog shit. I don't know. It's just the stupidest fucking things, really, right? And Brooke's like, well, I'm glad we're fighting about stupid shit. Right. Nothing huge, because, you know, like, how amazing would that be? I don't know. But there's blessings in everything, and I've learned, you know, my ego, I've learned to tame it to the point where, look, I know Brooke's not out for blood.
Mm-hmm. That's foundation work.
Oh my God.
Right there. Like, you know, reprogramming his mind to be like, oh, she's not trying to judge me.
Yeah. And she's not trying to bite my head off. And even like when Brooke loses her shit, I know now, and it took a fucking minute.
Me losing my shit.
It took a fucking minute. I would never. And if you haven't put the kids to bed, maybe it's a good idea, or turn the TV down a bit. But I've learned to, you know, not take anything personally, seriously. And that test is like, just to get to that point, you know, nerves got to be pushed, and those buttons got to be pushed until the button isn't new anymore, and it's been pushed once, twice, 500 times. And then you're like, oh God, okay. So she's going in on me deep, and I'm just like stepping outside of myself, and I'm allowing the flow of information to come through without attachment, you know, and allowing her the space to just like whatever she needs to voice, that exercising the throat chakra, then give her, baby. You know what I mean? And if we leave in disruption and disrepair, or like disarray, she usually goes for a cigarette somewhere, but we separate for a bit.
I gotta go for a fucking walk. Yeah, getting on my goddamn nerves.
We separate for a bit and have a breather and allow what happened to kind of calm down, and then we see what's before us and how we served or didn't serve the other or ourselves, and then we come back together and say, oh shit.
Yeah, and it really helps when you have that safe space between each other where there's no judgment and there's no taking it personal, because then the person feels safe to express what they're feeling instead of bottling up their frustrations, their annoyances with you, and keeping it all in here. Like, it's to the point where, like, sometimes when I'm annoyed, I just look at him and I'm like, you are really getting on my nerves right now. Like,
thanks.
Like, you're freaking annoying me right now. And it's not personal to him. And even though sometimes I cannot contain my energy, so I do throw shit at him. Like, you're getting on my fucking nerves. Like, you know? Because he doesn't take that energy on, he's being that mirror for me and allowing me to express what's going on within me. And even though it's coming out as I'm, like, coming after him or attacking him sometimes or being rude to him sometimes, like, he doesn't take it on, and like this is vice versa, right? And he gets to reflect my shit back to me. It bounces right off of him and smacks me right in the face so I can see myself. You know what I'm saying?
Getting to that point was enough work. It was quite a bit of work. So it's not like, oh, it just shifts and then like, well, oh, how come you're not taking things personally? And it's nothing. It's a process, and it takes just so many goddamn buttons being pushed that you're like, you come back to the realization of, oh yeah, oops, I did it again. I took something personally.
And take responsibility for your shit.
Yeah, and then don't be afraid to say, look, I'm sorry, baby. Mm-hmm. You know, or I'm sorry for coming off a little fucking aggravated and testy, and my nerves were just like having to be released. It comes back to the old proverb of I gotta take a shit. Right? I gotta take a shit. But you hold it in. Well, why are you holding it in? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the right time to do it. Or you got to fart or something like that, right? And you're like, oh, I got to hold it in. I got to hold it in. Why are you holding it in? And is that really something you should hold in? Like it's just going to back up and then you're going to have shit popping out your mouth one day.
Okay. We got to change the subject.
Okay. so really, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Why would you hold that in? Especially when you have a safe space to hold these things in for you. And it's good to get that out. You know what I mean? Especially when there's a non-judgmental mirror in front of you that loves on you so much. So I got a few people on the list. I'm just going to keep writing them down.
So let me tell y'all, what he just shared with you guys, that is an evolved relationship. That is an awakened, a conscious relationship where, because people that are not maybe as conscious to being and giving unconditional love with their partner, having that safe space between each other without judgment, without shame, right? It takes foundation work to create that atmosphere within a relationship. And a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships, they start off in this I'm right, you're wrong stage where everything is like a battle. Everything is this push and pull, this runner chaser dynamic. That's what that is. The runner chaser is I want to be right, you're wrong. I want you to see my point of view. Why can't you see my point of view? Why won't you validate my emotions? You need to say sorry. Like, you know what I mean? So like to be able to take a relationship where it goes from like right and wrong and good and bad and I'm a victim and playing the victim mentality and the lack mentality. You're not giving me this. I need this from you. All of this seeking and seeking. Oh my God, it's so draining, you guys. So if you can acknowledge those things within a connection within yourself and how you feel about the dynamic and really surrender over and over and over again, surrendering to your own frequency that is unconditional love, you will purify that dynamic and things will shift to where you can hold space for each other. Yeah.
For real. Takes
let
practice.
Let go of control. Exactly, Christina.
Takes practice. So basically we talked about my entire spread right here. Strength in reverse, that inner strength, you know, you're feeling like almost exhausted or weak because of this. 3 of Swords, right? Heartbreak, sorrow, betrayal, or at times it does feel like, oh, this is you're really digging into me, baby. You know, and it really fucking hurts, man. And of course it's gonna hurt. Chariot in reverse. You know, it's there to show you that pain for healing. Basically, that's what it is. 9 of Pentacles, to bring you to a place where you're confident and you can rise above the shit that has held you back from, dude, 10 of Pentacles. Your best life. That's what it is. Divine relationships are, oh my God. They're a godsend. They're beautiful. They really...
Fuck you open?
Well, yeah, fuck you open.
For real.
Thank you,
all
Genevieve.
All sorts of ways. Mm-hmm.
But raise you up above the shit that we're used to sitting in. You know, Hierophant in reverse.
That sometimes, we think is love.
Right. Sometimes it don't feel spiritual. Sometimes it feels like fucking hell.
Excuse me.
But it is spiritual. It is like the biggest, brightest spotlight on your fucking darkest, gross and disgusting wounds.
Right, and then let me show you how someone that claims to be spiritual. What were you just talking about? I gotta...
Ego spiritual. Oh, just like the shining a bright light on your darkest shit.
Damn it, I lost it. It was a good one.
Damn.
Maybe it'll come back.
Anyway, so it's
David, that's from Genevieve.
Genevieve. So right, this spiritual connection is really it's a long-term thing. You can take trust, or like these divine counterparts, you can trust that this isn't going to, and you can just allow however long it takes.
I got all these new pretty pads, and you give me this busted.
Oh my god, I'm trying to
give me one with a dog on it.
I'm trying to do a fucking live here, baby.
I know.
I got a bear.
I'll take a bear.
Polar bear or bird.
You gotta be so cute. Okay, I'm sorry, baby. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have no idea where it was going.
I'm sorry.
No, it's a long-term thing, so you can just like trust in that, right? Even if you're in separation or you don't know who your twin flame is, like I wouldn't even worry about that if you don't know or who, you're actually better off that way. But even if there are these circumstances before you where you guys aren't talking or what have you, there is so much in the space that you're giving and the space that you're receiving and that you're in to really allow yourself to look at how you reacted or how over the course of a relationship or even past relationships with no divineness in them kind of thing, even though everyone has a divine spark within them, and every relationship leads you to that 10 of cups. You've got the 10 of cups in reverse, but I'm continuing on with the story. Page of Wands in reverse, the 4 of Swords in reverse, and King of Swords. There comes a time where you do have to swallow your pride, and you do have to really start speaking and acting the way you want to be spoken and acted to, kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, like when you first, to be straight up, like I invoke that energy of the universe humbling me, because sometimes I get so good at what I'm doing and with energy work and like feeling good that I need that reminder of, for one, where I came from, for two, that I still have shit, and for three, that there are other people on this planet right now suffering, right? And, when you kind of do get stuck in that positive polarity where you're just like, it feels like things are just like coming together for you, like you got your shit together. You are a badass on this spiritual awakening journey. Nothing can stop you. Sometimes when you get hit with that humbling energy, it can kind of bring up some grief, maybe even a little bit of shame, because that contrast where you are so high up here on this, like putting yourself on this pedestal, that like when that contrast hits, you're like, oh shit. Like, I was feeling good, but I was also maybe a little inconsiderate of those around me and how they might feel. And, I'm just showing up in a room with my fucking energy blasting, and maybe some people, they don't have enough safe space within them to get hit with all this unconditional love, healing energy. You know what I mean? And like when you get humbled by the universe, it helps you keep you in balance, because you have to have a balance. You can't get too far on either side, even if you're killing shit. You always kind of need to bring in that opposite polarity to be neutral, because if you get too far stuck in one side, the universe is going to come around and smack you every time.
For real. Oh man, so owning it and not being afraid to say, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? There is an ethical
integrity.
Right. There is an inner integrity that wants to shine. And if you don't honor yourself with owning up to the shit, then, it'll just eat away at you. And if you think, well, everything will just be fine, we'll just start talking again, that energy is still there. That energy timestamp is still there. And thank you, Houston, for checking into the website. Cynthia, I think that's you. But truly, it's like an energy stamp that's held over this cloud, that's held over the relationship. And it's good, I'm telling you, man, to step into vulnerability and just be able to release the bondage, the devil card in reverse, release the bondage of like that's weighing over you with regards to whatever situation went down. I know we've gotten to many fights. I don't even know if you call them a fight, but disagreements and stuff where there was one where I was like, "Well, I think I want to go to bed." And Brooke was like, "Whoa, you're just going to go to bed again? You're just going to leave? You're going to abandon the thing?" And I was like, "Well, like, okay, we'll sit here and do this." And then she's like, "No, you know what? I think I'd actually rather that you go to bed."
Oh, I went right into the energy with him. I sure did.
Oh yeah, got caught in it. And I says, "Oh, thank you God, I get to go to bed now." And then I go in there and I got all snug and I was laying down. I had the TV on, and she walks in and I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go." Here we go. But no, she came in gentle, right? She changed the energy. And you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's where an awakened but still unawakened person in a relationship gets trapped. In that moment, I had two choices. So for one, he was avoiding it. You know what I mean? He was abandoning the energy that was being brought up. You know what I mean? He was walking away when there were things coming up for us to shift, to talk about, right? But I had two choices. I could either hold so tightly on, "You're doing something wrong," or "This is wrong, why are you running away? No. Or I could take responsibility for my own shit, which was, "Oh, you're just going to go to bed?" Like shaming him almost. Like, "Oh, you're just going to go to bed? You're not going to talk about it?" Like, because I could feel that it was important for us to talk about. But like the energy that I was in was right or wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. And it's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be in love? Right? I got that from Nicole Peretti. I think I said that to you that night. Do you want to be right or do you want to be in love? And like, I just had to surrender the whole right or wrong dynamic, push and pull dynamic, power struggle dynamic, chaser runner dynamic, and just say, I could have showed up differently. Even sometimes you do need to say sorry, but sometimes you just got to go in there and shift the energy and really speak from your heart instead of the ego that says, "I'm right, you're wrong." I hope that makes sense. It's really helpful.
9 of Wands in reverse. Believe in yourself. Don't give up. Get into that energy and then move forward and approach and say, "Look, man, it's not that I'm right. It's not that you're right or wrong. It's what we have here is something a tad bit more than what either of us have ever been in before. And we're really creating this new dynamic of relationship.
Redefining love.
Redefining relationship. Redefining love for sure. Unconditional love and the action thereof. You know what I mean?
My ears ringing on my left side.
So that's the collective message. Oh my God, you guys!
So I did get a message from Spirit when Danny was talking earlier, and I want to go back to the whole dynamic Danny and I were just talking about. So how we neutralized that energy was I took responsibility for my push. Right, I was pushing, and he was pulling, meaning abandoning, running, right? I was chasing, he was running. I was pushing, he was pulling. Like that's the energy that was in play. And for us to really neutralize that, the first thing we had to do is accept that we are right and we are wrong in ways. And not that it's right or wrong, but it's that we could have showed up differently, right? Accepting that, oh shit, okay. Yeah, he was running away, but I was also pushing like a motherfucker, right? Taking responsibility, and like you can do this on your own, or if you're comfortable enough, like I can go to Danny and I can tell him all of this, right? Like, I want to take responsibility for my force, for pushing, rather than like being a safe space to share in, and I'm sorry if I was, I got a little heated and I said, fuck it, maybe you should go to the other room because I don't really want to fucking talk anyways. Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I could have shown up differently. I could have, and you deserve for me to show up differently. I deserve, because it was a reflection of my relationship with myself, right? That's the harder thing to take responsibility for. You think that it's them. Ooh, do we think that it's them and they're wrong and we're right and they're abandoning and you know what I mean? We think that it's them, but it's really a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. And then, moving into just like surrendering to each other, surrendering to your feminine, surrendering to your masculine, not surrendering to the ego, surrendering the ego in totality and really getting in your heart space, and then having compassion for each other. Like, shit, that fucked me up. I was feeling really kind of shitty about that. That fucked him. It fucked him up. He was feeling kind of shitty about it. And like, honestly, like, we were both kind of feeling bad for how we both showed up, because we both could have done things differently, and because we both fucking know better, right? And then moving into a place of just like gratitude, because it's like, damn, we just neutralized that so quick. What did that take us? 20 minutes of talking to go from full-blown trigger to just like back into love? And then you get to like celebrate that with each other. You get to honor yourself for taking responsibility and showing up differently and surrendering your pride and your ego and just being in love, right? Honoring your feminine, honoring your partner for, their part in it too. And then just being grateful for each other and grateful for this opportunity to continue to evolve the template of love and what love is and what it means to be in a relationship, right? That was beautiful. Oh my God. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing bunny ears on you.
Where?
Look, right there.
Oh. Thanks, babe. So,
wow, I can do that. And then being able to play and just say,
and
just
laugh
let
at each
go.
other.
Yeah, for real.
We think, that's a good point. We think that we have to purge through like tears and through just like, torture. But sometimes laughter, you guys, we forget that. Yes, there is a negative experience of purging through, tears. And yes, there is a positive experience of purging through laughter, right? And it's very important to have both of those. Believe me, you need both of those.
For real. Shit can't be thick all the time, 24/7.
So there's one more thing that I want to mention, and I promise we'll get to the readings.
Yeah, we do have 3 readings. We've got Selma, then Christina Maria, then Cynthia. If you guys want to get on the list after that, I'll pop in the link right here, guys. Okay, go.
So the last part that I want to mention when it comes to like having a relationship, when you're awakening to your journey, you're awakening to your inner power, your higher self, you're awakening to all these things, you're becoming a conscious creator, right? You're evolving your consciousness. When it comes to like spirituality within a relationship, some people get caught in the awakened, unawakened stage. Like, sure, you're awakened. You know about some energy. You know about some shit. You know about some of the secrets of the universe and how, law of attraction, all this shit works, right? But there's still parts that are unawakened. And the ego, as you evolve your consciousness, as you go within yourself and dive deeper and deeper into the truth, right? Every truth is a half-truth because you can always go deeper and deeper into truth. Right? So leaving that door open for a higher perspective, even when you think you know something, you don't. Okay. So just getting that out the way. But like as you evolve your consciousness and your awareness, as you heighten your awareness, the ego evolves with you. Isn't that fun?
Oh.
The ego doesn't stay playing like a scrub or a little kid. Like the ego evolves with you, baby.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And
starts hiding those landmines around and shit, and starts getting stealthy and starts sliding nice and easy into you. Next thing you know, fuck, your mind just flying off the handle, and you're like, Jesus, what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or telling you sweet little lies.
Yep, I was going to get there.
God. Yep. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little.
So as you evolve your consciousness, the ego evolves with you. And why that's a beautiful thing and a really fucking annoying thing, for one, because the ego continues to challenge you because it evolves with you. But for two, the ego is a very powerful tool. A very powerful tool when it comes to manifesting and creating your reality, okay? So it's good and bad. Welcome to the game of life. Everything is good and bad. So, like, as the ego evolves with you, it's going to tempt you differently. It will change the way it communicates with you. It will hide behind really positive emotions, really positive stories, but have the same hidden intention and the same hidden agenda. So if unworthiness was your thing, right? Like you were full of self-doubt. Everything you did, you were doubting yourself, right? The ego had you completely in its grasp. And like you never stepped out of your comfort zone to do anything because of all of the self-doubt. And then you started to add some positivity to it. I believe in myself, you know. I'm thankful for the unknown and I trust myself to take aligned action. I ask for the will to step out of my comfort zone. We start building that up, right?
Start baking that cake.
And we start acknowledging when the ego drops in those doubts, those limiting self-beliefs. I don't know if I have what it takes to do this. I don't know if I'm good enough to do this. I don't think anyone wants to hear what I have to say. Why am I important? Why is what I have to say important, right? We start acknowledging those and we're like, oh no, go back to my positive beliefs about myself, right? And as you evolve, the ego evolves with you. So, for example, when it comes to a relationship where you are the awakened that is unawakened, is when it comes to the dynamic of the relationship. You know, say you are in separation from your twin and you're like, I'm doing all this work and I'm not seeing the shift in the 3D and, you know, I'm doing all of this work and my twin flame is still ghosting me. There's still no communication. I'm not seeing anything change.
Boozing and
you're like
it up.
Boosting yourself up, right, with that positive polarity that you created of I'm worthy, of I'm doing the work, right? Stepping out of my comfort zone. You're boosting yourself with this positive energy now instead of it being a negative, right? That you identified the ego getting you with doubt in a negative way. It comes in as a positive way, right? And you're like, oh, I'm doing all this work and like they're not doing anything or they're the one that needs to heal this. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, da 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 da. And then you go into like feeling defeated. Right? I fucking feel defeated because I'm doing all of this work and I can feel the shift changing. I can see how far I've come. I can see how and feel how differently I relate to myself and to the world. I'm different. Things are different. But because you're not seeing it on a 3D level, that doubt seeps back in again. Maybe I'm not doing enough work. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I have to do this, right? And it's the same thing. It's still doubting yourself. It's still victim mentality. It's still lack mentality. It's just showing up in an evolved version of that victim mentality. But the frequency doesn't lie, you guys. So if you can surrender your ego and get present with the frequency, with whatever is causing the doubt, then you're going to be able to acknowledge and see that it's the same energy. It's just showing up differently, and then you can navigate it better. And if you are doing the work, not seeing anything on the 3D, and then you start to feel defeated, maybe you don't have enough money, like you're following Spirit's guidance, you're following the breadcrumbs from Spirit, and you're still like struggling, not having enough money to pay your bills, and it's just like, what is the point? What else do I need to do? Nothing's working, and right? When that happens, that's like the ultimate test. You know what I mean? Are you still seeking that validation outside yourself? Are you still pushing and pulling? Are you still running and chasing? Are you still right and wrong? This is right, this is wrong. If I do this, this is right. It'll be fixed. You know, and if you have done all this internal work and you're still not seeing it yet on the 3D for one, patience and like trust and surrender is very essential. And then another thing is then there's still foundation work that needs to be done. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta fucking surrender and be patient and trust. Sometimes there's still foundation work that needs to be done, and no matter how bad you want to point it on somebody else, it's always you. It's always about you, you know?
Why does it sound like Brooke is bubbling every time she talks? Because she has learned the art of throwing energy.
Bubbling?
Yeah. Plus, maybe.
Or is it...
Could have been the furnace turned on. But yeah.
I don't know, I just noticed in my video that I did earlier,
Maybe.
It's like something kept tapping the fucking mic. I just want to make sure it's not that.
No.
But yeah. Okay.
Should be alright.
That was a lot of messages for you guys.
Wow. That was a 45
I can't even wait to see what
45-minute collective.
What personal messages come out. But yeah,
For
Spirits
real.
guided us to do that more. Instead of just getting on and let me just pull some fucking cards. Like, nah, let me tell y'all what the fuck is up. Let me tell y'all, let me be real with y'all.
For real. For real. So, Selma, you're up. You can put your question in the comment section.
Good, Salma. Hi, Kate. What's up, my beautiful sister? And Cynthia, I've been seeing you causing a ruckus in the chat. I see you. It's like, I just wanted to say, hey, I'm the guy that said hey to everybody.
Yes, Tonks, it's good to see you. We love you, girl.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's been a bit. It's been a minute. And Selma, you're up. You can post your question, baby.
What is going on?
I know you keep slamming that.
Well, baby, there's like no way for me to push back.
Yeah,
my sock. Look.
I know you gotta take them off.
You see, there's no.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Right.
Okay.
So you gotta take them off. That's it. There's nothing but taking it off. So you gotta take it off. Selma. What blessings are coming into my twin flame journey? We used to be best friends, but he had a kind of falling out when he didn't return my feelings. That was over a year ago.
Dude, that's definitely a theme for twin flames. Like,
and lots of healing, and I'm ready for reconciliation or whatever the spirit brings in love.
Anyways, so that's like a huge theme within the twin flames. Like, you meet your twin and they're your best friend, and ooh, the love that you feel is so good, and then boom,
and you
lose
love,
your best friend.
You
like,
never
what
felt
is that about,
love
spirit?
like that before, and all that razzmatazz.
Good night, David. Love you.
Good night, bro. We'll see you soon.
Yes, we did, David. Alright, so let's see.
I kind of feel the energy where you're at, and I know when you hit the 1 year mark of separation.
I'm gonna let you take this.
The 1 year mark of separation is like the.
You don't want.
No, yeah, you're like.
Ooh, that hurts even more. Fuck, it's been a year.
Shit. There goes a year of my life in that energy. And I know that year, Selma, you've been fucking through that ringer. And of course, there's just like no other option but to start healing and start doing the work on you, because it's just thick and heavy, thick and juicy. Thick and juicy. I don't know. Wow, that chair loves to swing on its own. And like, believe me, Brooke, every twin out there that I know some that have been in separation for over 3 years, some 5, 10, and really there comes a point on the journey, which is a journey to self, a journey to loving yourself, a journey to picking up picking yourself back up, dusting yourself off and saying, look, twin flame, schmim flame, fuck the twin flame bullshit. You might resonate with being on the journey, you know, and was fully something that, like, I can't go through all these synchronicities and say that I'm not on the journey, but I can't go through this. I can't go through this anymore. I can't go through this for myself because I love myself so much. And if you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, Selma. I love you. I truly do, and mean it, then you're in a good place. You're in a good place. That's like a beautiful place to start that foundation and build that solid foundation and move towards things that you want to do, right? Moving into your passions, moving into service. If you're on the twin flame journey, mission is everything. It means everything. That's why we've come and incarnated in this 3D form to bring that message of unconditional love and do it in a way that you get to express the true essence of you, that passion within you, to do the things that you want to do instead of just the 9 to 5, you know, job thing, and really get to express the essence of you in some means, either painting or singing or video making or what have you, man. Whatever lights you up, do it. Do it for real.
And I think there's something that I want to mention. So Danny and I both went, we had a similar experience and journey where we thought someone was our twin flame and went into separation from this person, blocked communication, no communication at all, complete separation, both of us, for a year from this person that we thought was our twin. And then, like, we met around the 1 year mark of this, you know, releasing who we thought was our twin, right? Surrendering the twin flame label. And it wasn't until, like, we completely surrendered the whole, this is my twin, they're coming back to me, I got some signs that says that they're doing their work or they're going to communicate sometime soon. And this isn't just for Selma, it's for anyone. But, like, that is the journey sometimes for twin flames, is thinking that someone is your twin and being really attached to that, and then being your twin, then being your, you know, your lover, your best friend. And we're so attached to that one person that we can't see all the beautiful opportunities and maybe our real twin flame that's right in front of us, just like with me and Danny. I thought someone else was my twin flame, and I was very attached to that person being my twin that I had been talking to Danny for months and did not even see him. Didn't know that he was my twin until one day, after him and I were talking about surrendering, really surrendering this whole twin flame identity and who our twin flame is, and, you know, what we need to do to get into union and all this shit. Like, Danny and I talked about it and really surrendered the whole attachment to the label, the attachment to the person, the attachment to the outcome. And then I was able to see that my twin flame was right in front of me this whole entire time.
Surrender and trust. And really, in this journey, attachments are not something that really serves us at all, because we're here visiting. We're here to experience all that life has to offer, you know. And when we're sitting inside reminiscing over and over again for years and years, and the years can slide by, and you can be like, geez, it's been 10 years since I've seen this person who I call my twin, and you know, looking back at my life, are there regrets that I didn't move forward?
Yeah, and it does hurt, you know what I mean? When you get that, when you're fully present with, like, oh shit, I've been carrying this and attached to this for years now. I've been holding on to this. You know, there's maybe some shame that comes up there. There's maybe some guilt that comes up there. Maybe some grief that was never really transmuted towards this person in the past. And sometimes it's just one of us that neutralizes that energy that sets each other free. Free yourself came out, right? Sometimes we're the one that gets hit with the reality of the energy going between us, the reality of the energy that we're sending to this person that we're attached to, the negative, connotation and negative ideas and negative emotions that we feel and resentments towards this person. And just maybe one of us is presented with the opportunity to heal that energetic flow and to neutralize it. And then we can both be set free.
So basically, that's what we have for you. I know sometimes it doesn't feel sunny. Sometimes it doesn't feel... You don't feel that level of gratitude or satisfaction that the relationship brought to you in the past, but this is all about us. It's simply all about us and how we rise above these things and detach and surrender and trust that Spirit will bring in our divine match, and not putting a name to that divine match.
Not putting an identity. Yeah.
Right. For real.
And just to confirm, I knew that there was a reason that Spirit asked me to share that part of Danny and I's journey, thinking someone was our twin, attaching, all of that. And then to confirm that message, I got free yourself. I literally just pulled these. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your your religious upbringing and spiritual path. You are on your spiritual path. Like you're in alignment with the timeline that serves you. Like you're doing everything right, but there's still that attachment. Can't make this shit up. Still that attachment and identity and that label keeping you in a box. That expectation of outcome and who it's supposed to be. And I remember Danny and I we both had this, I know this person is my twin. I know it, I know it, I know it, that I know it. We wouldn't let it go because we knew it was true, right? And then finally one day we were just like, well, what's going to happen if I just let go of that being my truth? What if I take myself out of the box? What if I step outside my comfort zone that is, what if I let go of the validation that label gives me when I place twin flame on top of this person? What if I let go of the validation that it gives me when I label this person as my twin flame? That validation of how I'm feeling, the validation of the path that I'm on, the journey that I'm on. And we take all of that and place it on this one person, right? So just releasing yourself from that. And then binding energy to your current person or situation is new love. And I feel like you feel that. You feel that there is something special that is aligning to this path that you've chosen from freeing yourself. This is your current energy. Free yourself. So there's still a bit of foundation work that needs to go down here for freeing yourself, for surrendering, letting go, releasing the attachment, right? But you're on the right path. You're doing it. And you can feel something's coming. You just gotta look at this at the bottom of the deck. True fucking love. Heart-to-heart conversations. And then again, release your ex. And the last card I want to do is let your friends help you. So this foundation work, if you work with people that are on the same journey, on the same path, the spiritual path that you're on, you will do this work so much quicker when you have someone to guide you.
Erin is a beautiful success story right there with getting out of that and releasing the attachments. And she's come so far, and we honor you, our sister, for the journey that you've embarked with us. And we've really watched you grow in a lot of ways, and we love on you. And Selma, by all means, if you need us, we're here for you, and we can help.
Selma, the last thing that I want to say to you, my love, is I can feel a little bit of resistance. Numbing. I can feel a little bit of resistance.
Christina, you're up next.
To letting abandonment and numbing. I can feel the resistance to truly letting go that this person is your twin. Now, here's the thing. This is where this message that Danny and I say a lot gets misconstrued. we're not asking you to, we're not saying that this person isn't your twin or that they are. We're asking you to release, we're inviting you to release the story that they are and see what that feels like. Like completely saying, you know what? Admitting to yourself, maybe this isn't my twin flame. And like, how does that make you feel? Do you feel anxious? Does it make you feel anxiety? Do you feel defeated? Like stepping into, like out of your comfort zone, stepping into that space and just playing with it. It's not personal. It might feel personal, especially if your ego is involved. It might feel personal. But we just want to invite you to kind of step out of that comfort zone and just see, what does it feel like when you say that they're not your twin.
When you're feeling like things aren't comfortable, you're doing it right.
It's true.
And even divine relationships aren't meant to be comfortable. Divine relationships are meant to be, in a state of ease with your dis-ease. You know what I mean? And the ability to stay in a neutral space and not hold grudges or attachments or anything, that's kind of, it takes a whole lot of dis-ease to get into a state of ease.
It is loud.
It is loud. You want me to shut it? Just wait. Let's do a moment of silence. Okay, so it does get canceled out, but when we're talking, it's probably loud.
Yeah. Hi, Christina G. What's up, love? I haven't said hi to you yet.
I'll turn the furnace off.
Not easy, but a good practice. Yes, and that's all it is. It's not that you have to completely surrender the identity. Just let it go for just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 5 minutes. Right? 5 minutes. Playing in that space. And like, see what comes up for you. Because when you let it go, then you can really see it. You can really see how you feel about it, how you think about it, what you believe about it.
And it's going to be scary. And then, continue making it half an hour and then an hour and then like half a day or whatever. Until you can expand it to a space where like, I don't need this person in my life anymore. What I do need is someone that shows up and wants to be in my life. And the energy that I give out, I receive in a mirrored, image. And I'm not saying it's going to be all rosy after that, but when that person does come into your life, it's like a new beginning in love. And it's a new love that everything you've known about love before, you can throw that the fuck out the window because it's absolutely different.
And all the experiences that you've had of love, you think that those are good? Oh, baby, wait till you fully let go of the distortion around what love in a relationship is and get real present with why relationships were really created to begin with and what they feel like and what they birth on this planet, But
for real. Christina Maria, you are up, love. Stick up your
okay,
pushing.
Good. Cynthia.
What's up?
She said sounds good on her side.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't know how that was going to come
And we
through.
love you, Selma.
We do.
We love you. It's always a pleasure reading for you and hanging out in your energy.
For real. I don't have a question. If you have any messages for me at this time, that would be beneficial. It's wonderful. Oh, how has Christina Maria been down in the big TO? I'll show you this.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Christina Maria, why do I feel like you're like contemplating something? Feels like you're in deep thought, deep reflection about a certain circumstance. And it actually doesn't feel like your focus, whatever I'm picking up on, this focus doesn't feel like it's romantic. It actually feels like Yeah, I feel like your current energy released your ex. I feel like you almost okay. This sounds weird, but just because I haven't really been in your energy in so long, so I don't know where you've been or what you've been doing. But like, I feel like you got fed up with some kind of relationship, some kind of dynamic, and you just like put your foot down and were like, I'm done. Like, I take my power back. I'm going to stop giving away my power to those just because they're not showing up the way that I deserve them to show up. And I feel like you've put your focus onto something else. It feels very 3D. I don't know if you, I don't know. They're not telling me what it is. I don't know if you've been working on a business. I don't know if you've been working on like writing or a blog or, you're creating something is what I'm feeling, and I feel like it's already in the works. And I feel like it's flowing really well. I don't know if you have any doubt there, but what are they talking about?
We've got
you stepping into service. Is that what it is?
We've got entrepreneur and shower of abundance on the table.
Called it, entrepreneur. That's exciting, Christina.
Oh, yay.
Hell yeah, I see you, girl.
That was something I wanted to bring up in the last reading was, when we stepped into service, both of us stepped into tarot reading. We didn't even know that we were headed on a destination path to a collision of the biggest relationship of our lives.
Very true.
And it's in mission and in service, in doing the things that you're passionate about, that you're going to meet that person that's going to be like, man, I fucking love doing that too. Seven of Pentacles, sowing those seeds. Queen of Cups in reverse.
So, Christina, also from your energy, I'm feeling like because you've taken your power back from, going into doubt, going into victim mentality, lack mentality, abandonment, all of your inner child wounds. I feel like you've been there, done that. You've been into shit. You've been into pain. You know your limiting self-beliefs. You know your weaknesses. You know your soft spots. And it's just like you've taken your power back from like letting the trauma suffocate you and control you and letting your ego take your power away and people in your life taking your power away, making you not believe in yourself, right? I feel like you've been there, done that. And now you've taken this inner child that was wounded, really like built yourself up, like stepped into your power. I had another message. What was it? But I do feel like you feel like something is, you're missing out on something. Now, this feels romantic, this part. So even though, like, you kind of just said, like, fuck the bullshit, fuck men, fuck a twin flame label, like, Jesus. And, like, you kind of stepped out of that a little bit to just, like, really be in your own energy. I do feel like there is a little bitty part of you that doubts whether things are going to come together, that doubts whether, I feel like you want to have kids. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like you're like, I just give up on the relationship thing, even though it's something that you're really passionate about, sharing a life with someone. That's just like part of who you are. They're making me feel like.
Or be childlike once again, like the way you were before. You went through so much heartache and pain, you know what I mean? To the place where you get to be a child again and you get to experience life and in a joy state.
Okay.
In a state of like restitution. Like, this is my power. This is my place. This is my life. And I'm fucking done with the bullshit. I've got Lover's card in reverse, Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. So it's that, fuck love, let's say, or fuck that, what I just went through.
An illusion of love.
Right? Yeah, with the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, too. And you've seen the clarity through the pain. And that clarity was, to love on yourself. And as you loved on yourself and you built yourself up, that you have this ability to share what you've been through to build others up, and really put them back on their path. And maybe that's where service is coming in. And when we stepped into service, it was so rewarding that we could teach and bring people into their power, allow them to like, here's your power. All you got to do is start walking. Come towards us, and we'll walk you towards that destination that you deserve. Seven of Pentacles, like those things that you went through were the seeds to this abundance that's coming through. King of Cups in reverse. Maybe it was someone that, really pulled at your heart wrenches that brought you to this transformation, this death in your life. And you're thankful and you're honored that you went through these things, even though with the Queen of Cups, you're like, my cup is full and I'm good. And like, let me just be on my own for a bit, right? But this abundance is waiting when you open your heart space and you allow people to come in, not necessarily allow them to take over all your energy. Or I think I even feel that you're at this place where it's easy for you to discern, okay, this energy is being seeded into my auric space, right? This person is giving this much and I'm willing to give this much, and that's good. And it's safe, right? When we're safe for so long, there has to be this, willingness to say, okay, I'm going to let this person in a bit more, and I'm going to see if I receive, right? I gain that equal reciprocity, that equal give and take. And then I'm going to charge my boundaries. And I'm going to say, were these boundaries, like when there's little triggers or red flags that pop up, are these boundaries, were they made back in the day? Were they made out of fear? Were they made out of love?
I got the same message, challenge.
And it's really, this is where you step up and you start to become like, what do you call that?
Empowerment?
When you start mastery. When you start mastering the tools that you've learned along the way, and these tools will be the ones that you share with other people in service. I don't doubt it will happen.
Yeah, I want to add to that.
Focus on that. Okay, so I'll let you go and then.
Thank you. So, Christina, I got the same message Danny did. And it's so beautiful how he just picked it right up and then led me right back to what I hadn't because I hadn't finished saying the messages I got from you for you. And anyway, I just thank you. That was pretty cool. And I got to go with Danny and say again, these boundaries, so Christina, let me be real honest. When I tapped into your energy, I almost couldn't tap into your energy because like, girl, you got force fields up and shit. Like you got motherfucking like walls and shit up because you're like, I'm done with people stealing my energy. You know what I mean? And like, I get it. I totally get it. And the only thing that is really coming through from Danny and from me and from Spirit is, so you're doing so freaking good. And that's why like it sucks to even have to go where I'm about to go right now, because like I honor you. I cherish everything that you've done, what you've been through and where you've gotten to. Like, it's amazing. You're freaking amazing. And, like, we're all so proud of you. It's just, this is a little bit of a caution or a little bit of a warning, because if you are around for the things that Danny and I teach, if you get too far in a positive polarity, baby, the universe will smack you. Like, the universe will drop a tower on you if you get too far in the fuck everybody, I'm good, fuck a relationship, fuck a twin flame label. I'm closed off or keeping my walls up so that my energy isn't taken. Like, I get it, I do. But also, Spirit does want to challenge something that you said. And listen, I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? Just throwing that out there. But you said, I don't doubt it will happen, but I just stopped focusing on it. Mm. So earlier when I mentioned the inner child, like, you're just someone that, like, connection is who you are. Relationship is who you are. Communication and, building relationships, and like, that's just a part of who you are. And there is a part of your inner child that really does want to share your life with someone. So while, yes, you stay in your power, keep owning your shit, right? But also don't forget the child inside of you that, maybe does long for that sometimes, and just not going into, letting the grief overtake you, but just allowing yourself to acknowledge that, yes, that is something that I want. That is something that's important to me, cycles being here and like divine timing. So just don't forget about that part of yourself. That's it. You're doing amazing. You are a girl. You are killing it. Just don't forget. Don't forget little Christina up in there, okay? The little child Christina that wants affection, that wants love, that wants connection. You're giving that to yourself, and it's so freaking beautiful. You're giving that to yourself, and it's just a matter of time before this person comes into your life. And the only reason they haven't yet, keep an open mind, is the energy flowing between you and your person, right? Your soulmate may differ from usual type of expectation. The only reason that this hasn't came together is not because of you, right? Like, you're doing great. But like, there's still, your person is still a little unawakened. They're still going through some lessons, okay? They're still settling in some ways. You're still settling a little bit in some ways, right? And just like allowing that wall to come down sometimes, like, that's how you master energy. Is, I don't need to put up protections and walls. Sometimes I may need to have a little bit of protection on me, crystal, something, right? Spirit will let me know. But also being sovereign enough in your own energy where it doesn't matter who, where, when, what is around you, what is happening around you, what kind of energy is around you. If you can hold yourself sovereign, neutral, in your power, people aren't going to be able to steal your energy anyways. Because you have to give. You have to accept to give your energy away, So just, don't forget that part of yourself. I'm going to leave it there.
As far as the boundaries are concerned, so with this, stepping into service, right, and this shower of abundance that's coming towards you, obviously, boundaries can be put in place, in unconditional love, and they're fruitful, and they help you grow, and they hold some hurt back. But when we put boundaries in place in a state of pain and stuff like that, it can really hold us back from what we're trying to call in as well. With regards to the abundance, we don't want to close off options, right? We don't want to always steer clear of, let's say, towers. Really, what we want to do is go into energy that we would consider a tower on our own. And if we voluntarily go into these energies, into these dark spaces in deep within us for healing and stuff, and even take stock on the boundaries that you do have in play by writing them all down, and then really, okay, I'm going to focus, go into a meditative state and focus on this boundary and see where it was that I put it into place, to serve me. And if it doesn't serve you any longer, then, basically just simply saying, I release this boundary and I open myself up to receiving.
I am connected to an openness to receive. That's my go-to. So I want to mention real quick for the people in the chat, the way we're doing it tonight, you can either get a $20 reading, a $40 full-blown mini reading, or you can donate any preferred amount that you would like to donate, and we will, what is the word?
Energy
reciprocate that energy.
Right.
Yeah. So you can donate any amount.
So I'm going to read the entrepreneurship card for you. That's orange.
You're welcome.
Self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your co-workers and teammates, that would be Spirit, who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. And I don't get me wrong, like, what's in her name, Doreen Virtue, and her words, but really allow that to sink in and bless you, right, for making this call to service and moving forward. Shower of Abundance is a beautiful card to go right beside the entrepreneurship card. To heal your situation, first give us your worries concerning money. If it's financial, we will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation or non-financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow.
And I heard the song, I can't remember the words, but it's like, lean on me. What is it? When you're not strong. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What is the name of that song?
Lean on me.
Oh, at least they gave me the name of the song, because I can't remember the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'll help you carry on. Yeah, I heard that song. Maybe you should listen to that. Maybe that's their message to you.
You're absolutely welcome, Christina. Cynthia, you're up. You can get in the chat.
Ooh, Cynthia.
Lay it on us.
We love you, Christina. Thank you for trusting us to, dive into your energy a little bit and serve you. We love you.
We do, Chris. Hope you have a blessed fall. I'm not too keen on watching it all slip away. The sun, warm weather, but we might have to go for a trip this winter.
I got that song stuck in my head now, but I only know like 5 lyrics, so it's like really repetitive. Oh.
And Heidi, you are on the list after Cynthia. Thank you for your love. Let me just write your name down on this
Cynthia, post
page.
your shit, girl. To the new people in the chat, Cynthia's an OG, so I can talk a little bit of shit to her. You know what I'm saying?
Talk sleepy.
Right, you should be a pro at this, Cynthia.
I was
what you
like,
doing? Why are you slacking?
I was like, back when I first met Cynthia, I was like, talk sloppy. Talk sloppy. Me and Cynthia met back on Whispers of Grace Healing.
Oh, I love that, Christina.
Jessica's channel.
I love that. I knew it came from Spirit. I'm gonna have to listen. Okay, go ahead, baby. Sorry. Me and Christina were just having
have a moment. What's coming up for me in the coming months? Brooke picked up on this on her Gemini video. Feeling like I'm walking through the fog. Girl, don't even get me started on the fog. What do I need to focus on? Sounds good.
Okay.
We watched a really dumb fucking movie last night.
Oh my
about a
gosh.
fog. Oh my god. These people just could not fucking survive at all.
It was horrible.
It was a struggle.
Can I get those blue cards that you have? You got some blue cards, right? Right up top right there.
Baby, next time we get that deep in the movie and it's a fucking nightmare, you just say, I think it's one of those sex movies, baby, where we just like have sex instead and kiss.
Right?
There was
it was
no
a good movie
story
for that. Like, you know, you want to put a movie on, like you're gonna pretend to watch it. It's a good movie
just
for that.
Zero storyline on that.
So let's see, Cynthia.
And then Heidi, you're right after Cynthia. The list is open as well. Only 2 in the queue.
Can I get some more sage, please?
You can. Oh, we're cleansing. Cynthia, we're going in on you.
I didn't even mean to do that right before Cynthia's reading, but that's funny. That's funny. I love you, Cynthia. I'll tell you one good thing. You mentioned the fog, but actually, as I'm feeling into your energy a little bit, oh girl, you have cleared out a lot. You've cleared out so much. I don't know if you do. We've been talking about this for a while now. Something that will be really beneficial for you is, that's crazy. That's literally the cards I just got this message from. But writing and doing thought inventory. Thought inventory meaning cleaning out your mental space. And sometimes you don't even have to write or communicate to clean out your mental space. Sometimes just like moving your body and like going for walks or, doing some yoga in the house. And even it's this simple. Literally, I think this is the most beneficial part for you in this message.
We're pulling out the $200 deck.
If you will learn or practice with conscious breath work, okay? Like literally, just sit and fucking breathe in and out, in and out. Breathe in, swallow. And then let the energy sink all the way into your belly and activate and move and shift that energy around in your belly area. Hold it for as long as you can and then like do that. And they want me to show you a little bit. So a good way one way to do some conscious breath work. So you're going to like lean forward on the inhale. Right? Like, and lean up, right? So,
looks like you're huffing sage, baby.
So, like, lean in, pull back. As you're breathing in, obviously, it's going to be a constant flow of breathing in. It's just I can't breathe in and talk at the same time. So, and then you're going to hold that breath all the way at the top. You're going to literally swallow the breath. And then really pay attention in your body. Where does that breath go? Does it go right into that belly area? Maybe you feel a little bit of anxiety from activating the stagnant energy that might be there. Does it go into your heart space? Does it go into your solar plexus? And like, just really get very present with your body and like doing that conscious breath work and exercising the lungs too. It's really good. And oh my gosh, if you want to live a long freaking time, you guys, this is for anybody. If you want to live a life for as long as you freaking can, the most important thing you could do is like some stretching and some breath work. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to go out and run a marathon. You don't have to go out and work out in the gym. Like, just literally stretch your legs. Fucking hands to toes. Like, it's that easy. And just like do this like breath work. And like close your eyes, put some music on, and just like feel into your body. But the breath work I feel like will help a lot, Cynthia. I don't even know what your question was.
Gotta scroll.
But that's the first thing I got for you.
What's coming up for me in the coming months? Brooke picked up on it in her Gemini video, feeling like I am walking through the fog. What do I need to focus on?
And, for some of you that might not know, where we store grief in the body, right? Where we store trauma and grief from our trauma, we store that in our lungs. And Cynthia, you can even tell how your energy is based off of your posture. So if you're someone that kind of leans forward a little bit, or like when you sit, instead of like kind of just sitting normal, you kind of like lean a little bit, like this is how you sit. Like, start to pay attention to that, and then that's a good cue to, okay, let me do some breath work, right? And really open up my chest space, and like even putting your arms out and putting them to the back. But yeah, get in your body, and that'll help you establish a clear path as well.
When was the last time I used these cards?
I don't think I've ever even seen you use those cards.
I don't know.
Shoulders are killing me. Yeah, I'm feeling that. So where your energy is a little bit stagnant and you're moving it, that's the thing. That's why it feels a little like foggy or a little like, ugh, you know what I mean? Sometimes for you, I'm getting a lot of moving energy. You're starting to move and flow the stagnant energy in your belly. Maybe that comes off as anxiety for you sometimes. And then also, let me turn this around.
I mean, go ahead.
For you, like right in the middle of your back and like below your shoulder blades.
I feel all kinds of shit right there right now.
And you know what that is? That's your lungs, baby, right? And also if you find yourself leaning over and you're like, God, my back hurts. I don't even know how to like sit and even be comfortable. You know, getting something that you can even like, this is where if you have someone to help you, it's a lot easier. Like last night, I laid Danny down in the bed and I put crystals on his back and I put lotion and I massaged his back and his shoulders and everything to get the energy moving. I saged that motherfucker. Like, I went in, okay? I blew on it. I was, rubbing them with the feather. But like, to do it yourself, if you can get something to massage your back with, or if you can go somewhere like the gym and like
that thing,
yeah, and like let something like really get into your body, or even a chiropractor. If you can go to the chiropractor and get them to maybe pop some stuff in your back, or they have this instrument too that breaks up scar tissue, which I feel like would be amazing for you. Like, this is the top-notch suggestion of the night. Breath work, and then going to the chiropractor and ask them to do the scar tissue thing. They'll know what you're talking about because I don't know what it's called. And they go along your shoulders, up here, the middle of your back, and all the way over here with this thing. Like, like I said, I don't know what it's called, but it breaks up scar tissue, and that really helps move that energy.
Yeah, and those massagers that she was talking about, they got the two things. They're like a shiatsu wand kind of thing. Looks like ET if you look at it different, like in its face kind of thing.
It actually does.
It does a little bit.
Well, here, I'll
and
show
it heats up and it vibrates, and baby,
I'm sorry.
take off your socks.
I'm not taking my socks off.
I'll tell you about the fucking sock. Okay, so you are seeing this situation accurately. I don't know if it's the fog. Yeah, I'm seeing fog accurately. Okay, thank you, Spirit. A personal issue reaches resolution, so there might be an issue that stands between you and someone that what it's calling you to do is to maybe, if not approach this person with the Fool card, like taking that leap of faith, trusting that, look, it's an inside job, right? You may have walked away from this person, or you may have walked away or have come to an avoidance kind of energy of like, you know what, I'm good with that. But there was boundaries in play within that situation that, even though this situation is coming to a close, or it's come to rest, in your life, it's just come to rest, you're still bearing that weight, and that weight is sitting in your shoulders, right? So release is like, it's time to let go with the Kuan Yin card. So here, I'll just run through the cards quickly, right? You are seeing this situation accurately. Personal issues reach resolution, and then it's time to let go. It's time to release that tension that's in your back. It all builds up there and in your shoulders, this weight that holds you down, and it feels like you're not going anywhere. You're in this thick fog, and I can't get out, and my fucking shit's aching bad.
Yeah, dude, I feel you so deeply. Like, that's where I hold a lot of my emotions, is my shoulders. And like I got guided to a chiropractor. And for years, Cynthia, like I had neck pain. Oh my God, my fucking neck pain. And like behind my heart space in the back. And that shit changed my life. And just moving my body and breath work really helped.
I was like, that's not how we do it in Canada. You got to go to the fucking chiropractor.
Yeah, and
okay,
like,
you can practice on me.
Yeah, and like what we don't notice, I will. But what we don't notice is that weight that we're carrying, it really limits our ability to be present with the people that are around us. And you know, maybe you want to do stuff with the kids and it's just like, oh, my fucking back's hurt, my neck's killing me, and like you don't really have the energy to do certain things, and it fucking sucks, right? It becomes a burden on you, and you know, it starts to affect the people around you. But Spirit wants you to know, like, there are things that you can do, but you really have to commit to doing something differently, right? But here's what we have. This little thing. And if you want to get something like this, but you can get something a lot cheaper. And actually where you can get it, the Nooch, The Matrix Unveiled, he has a YouTube channel, The Matrix Unveiled. If you go to his website, he even has like little massager guns. And like even, oh my God, Cynthia, you got to do the jawline too. And behind the ears and the neck, all of it. But they're not expensive.
That was like $40.
Yeah, but this thing,
oh my God, it
vibrates and it's got all these settings. And you can do heat.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I like laying right down on the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You might want to get your hair out of the way too. Oh.
Cynthia, what is happening right now?
Oh, Cynthia.
Even with the kid, letting your kid get one of these things and let your kid just like have a ball on your back and just like have fun.
Cynthia, I'm sending this energy to you. Oh, listen to my voice. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, we got shit to do.
And I mean, if you get one that vibrates, I'm just gonna leave that there.
That's what it does. One girl.
You know what I'm saying?
So okay.
Perks all the way around.
That was good. Nick Brown. So it's time to release this energy.
Foam rollers, yes, Nick. Foam rollers, and that's so easy. You just fucking roll your back on it. You
got the Let It Go card, and then it's time to release negativity. If you can see it, I just gotta, you know what I mean. King of Cups. King of Cups is an emotional guy, emotional dude. He's stable in his emotions, and the stability comes with practice. You know what I mean? Really holding the ability to say, look, okay, I do have boundaries, and I know you do this too. The allowing yourself to be triggered, and then and pulling yourself back from manifesting even more of that trigger, right? But just feeling into it is going to really bring that 10 of Cups energy back to you. But you gotta play with that energy. When you're in discomfort, there's all kinds of comfort to be had, but you got to be willing to play with it and release it. As quickly as it comes in, it can be released, you know? You can sit with it for a time, but don't fucking stare at it. Don't stare directly into it. You can look at it, but don't stare into it. 10 of Cups being on the table that's like one of the best cards when it comes to emotions, when it comes to that reality of happiness, you know? And, you know, you may not feel, let's say, that the answer is yes, but the answer is yes. You can have everything that you want. There is nothing set into stone with regards to what is happening to you right now. This fog is more of like it's a perfect fog that's, I'm telling you, it's Mars and Mercury in retrograde in the same instance, where it's like, I don't have the energy to do this. And there are things that I need to release, but either, you know, this person that I'm trying to talk to about it isn't hearing me or seeing and perceiving the same thing that I'm trying to project. I'm trying to show them, and they're not seeing what I'm trying to say, and everything's being misconstrued, and nothing is Like, I can't fucking do it anymore. And they're saying you are doing it. They're saying there isn't anything set in stone. Your future is absolutely yours to behold. But you need to let go of this weight that has set in, and you can visibly see it in your body. And your body is a mecca for showing you exactly what you need to do in the 5D. Your 3D, your body is your temple, and when your temple's got a leaky roof, it's going to show it to you in pain, and that pain also is within. It's not just on the outside, it's on the inside too. And I'm telling you, it ain't gonna feel like a victory. It's gonna feel like, it's gonna feel like a battle, and it's gonna hurt. And really, if I could leave you with one thing out of this reading, it's like, take the towers as triumph. Take the towers as a gift, and see that with the Hangman card in reverse. See it from that perception of like, these things that happen to me in my life aren't happening to me. They're happening for my greatest good. Spirit's with you with the Star card. Even if you feel like, sometimes, God, why have you forsaken me? Christ even went into the fucking garden. He was screaming at the top of his lungs, like, what the fuck are you doing? The hell you doing up there? I'm about to get crucified on a fucking cross. For what? The hell you doing up there? And he's like, baby, what you're about to do is going to set in stone the rest of humanity and the course that humanity goes on. And even if you think, well, how can Cynthia from Houston,
change the world?
Change the world? Maybe. You're already doing it. Every time you show up, you light us up. Every time you show up in the comment section, you light us up. Every time we see you in a reading, you light us up. And we hopefully do that in return. And your light shines motherfucking bright through the comedic responses that you give out in the chat. Girl, you are a beautiful soul.
Yeah, and
and that soul wants to be expressed.
Sorry, babe. One thing I want to mention, like, sometimes we really get comfortable in suffering. We really do. We forget that we can change some of the circumstances because, with my neck and stuff, I didn't even have money to go to a chiropractor and get something done. So I just got used to suffering in it. And then I met Danny, and he brought me home, and he was like, you don't have to suffer. There are things that you can do. There are people that can help you, but, do you want help? Do you want to go? Do you want to try? Just try it out. I'm not saying 100% that it'll work, but, do you want to just try it out? And I was like, you know what? Okay.
And
I'll do that.
That reminds me, we got to pay the chiropractor tonight. So.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
We do got to pay the chiropractor.
Yeah.
And the one card I got for you, Cynthia, is the Chariot, baby. You got it. You got it. And we love you. And I know that maybe we could have given you some messages to really validate what's going on, but I really think Spirit wanted to give you some messages to really help you, to really give you some tools to creating change, to anchoring in the shift that's taking place within you, and different ways to like let go and release.
Yeah, I think the chiropractor here was $90 for the initial visit, just to get that out of the way, and then it was like $45 for a half an hour session. She went in, I think, with 1 hour session, and then it was $45, and it's a gradual thing, right? Like you're not healed overnight.
Every week, I think, or like every 2 weeks. I think it was every week.
Every week.
To once a month now that I go.
Yeah, you get exercise.
And she really, really helped me open my heart chakra. She might not know that that's what she's doing, but there was blocks on the back side of my heart chakra, and she really helped me change the cellular structure, break through the scar tissue, rip shit up all on my back to create space for the new. you know?
It's almost my time to go.
Yeah, maybe, actually. Maybe you should take my appointment next time. I don't know, because I'll be loving it, okay? She has, like, oh, God, even when she touches me, there's just, like, a healing energy about this woman. But anyways.
Might as well face it, you're addicted to Mila.
I love her. Me and her be talking about twin flames and everything, y'all. She don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll be talking about it.
Kind of like a hairdresser. Yeah. Oh, shit, you got to get out of that relationship, girl. So I hope that helped, Cynthia.
Yes, and we love you.
Leave a comment. No, I don't know about you guys. You guys are all, I don't know, telling me to go to chiropractors and shit and buy vibrators and stuff.
Sometimes the practicality is what we forget.
Right.
Yeah, girl, get you some chiropractor action. So who's next?
Heidi, you're up next. Love.
Heidi, I don't believe I've ever read for you before.
I think you may be new. I'm not sure who that is in the chat, so if you have a different handle you go by on YouTube, let us know. I'm Heidi.
Yeah, and Heidi, the first thing I'm feeling for you, love, is I feel like you are one of those divine feminines. I don't know how you resonate with the twin flame journey or if that's something you're interested in.
Heidi's the last one on the list. If you want to get in, we're probably going to close it down soon. So, yeah. So there you go.
But I'm feeling like, it's been rough, man. Not that.
I got a heavy heart feeling.
Yeah, and Danny can relate to this so much. So don't think that, for one, you are not alone. Like, the shit that has been coming up and...
Like verge of tears, kind of.
It's just been really, really heavy, Things have been happening and maybe some heartbreak, some heartache, some loneliness, you know what I mean? And, like... You picked a good place to show up because we all know how that tastes.
Oh, yeah.
We all know how it feels.
Everybody.
And even though Danny and I are in a relationship, we still feel this way, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, Aaron. I love you.
Bye, Aaron. I'll see you tomorrow, love.
See you soon. And, it's almost this energy of, my hands are tied behind my back and I can't see and I'm hurting, you know what I mean? And honestly, I feel like your pain, either you cover it really well or people don't know that you're hurting, or people do know, they just don't know how to approach you about it. They don't know how to help you. But I don't know if people have been asking you, are you okay? And sometimes we hate hearing that, no, I'm not okay, but there's nothing you can fucking do about it to help me, so, I'm good, you know what I mean? We just tell them, I'm okay, I'm good, So we'll see what you have to say about that.
There we go.
On my soul purpose, and if there's any messages regarding current connection. Purpose for growth, romantic, hope this makes sense. Thank you very much. I am new, this is me.
And we love you, even though you're new. We love us, actually, some new people. And we're
hoping to get some clarification.
We're happy that you're home.
So, Heidi, I really want to, I kind of want to get a little bit personal with you for a minute because I feel like there's something that we can really help you out with right now. But obviously it's your choice. And I feel like there's really something weighing on you or something you may be feeling defeated about. Or it's just something's weighing on you. And what is that? What's going on? Is it the relationship? Is that where you're having some challenges? Things aren't working out? You feel like your hands are tied behind your back? But if you don't want to talk about it, we can definitely just go into the purpose question. Hoping to get some clarification on the soul purpose. What I'm asking basically, Heidi, is can you be really direct and what is it that you need from us? How can we really serve you? How can we serve Heidi tonight? Hi, Sandra and Alan. What up, we?
Hey, angels.
What is up? You have? Yay, that's wonderful. Good. How are y'all feeling? Sandra and Alan, feeling good being in Maryland?
A little closer to Brooke's side of the country. So what I'm picking up from this relationship is that this person is here to, I think they're here to stay, but they're here to really, what's more to focus on is to move out of those, the pains of past relationships. And I think this relationship is a bit more easy going. You know what I mean? It does. It still has its trials and tribulations, but it's not what it seems to be. When it comes to the deception, it's really to show you, you know,
getting learning popped out.
What needs to be healed within you, so that you can release this heartache that you carry on you and transform. Right? It might be something that you're, you know, to me, you're a beautiful soul. There is so much life in you, and you were so open-hearted and so giving. And then somewhere along the lines, you kind of get caught up on, like, oh, man, placing boundaries in place for yourself so that you wouldn't get hurt again, but then somehow those people broke through those walls that you created, and you just let your walls down for a little bit, and you got hurt, and just it kept going on like that. No real relationship. Well, it's funny you mentioned that too, because Brooke and I started off in a place that, you know, we were on the twin flame journey. We had been hurt. It was over a year that we were in separation from who we thought we were, our twins, and there was a lot of pain there. And when we came together, it was like, you know, really we have an opportunity, because we do have this really beautiful connection that is crazy deep, to allow ourselves a safe place to release and become vulnerable with each other.
So, can I go into something real quick?
Sure.
So, Heidi, I would love to know your sign, by the way, because I feel like I know. Maybe Aquarius? I don't know. But there is this part of you that is very protected. You put up walls. You put up space between you and other people because of your past experiences with relationships, with connection, with getting close to people. And this is unconsciously and consciously you do this. You kind of pull away from getting really intimate and vulnerable with people. That's the thing. So for you, Heidi, the first thing that's coming through for you from Spirit is really starting to own your vulnerability. I feel like there were moments when you were a child where you were vulnerable and sharing your insecurities, sharing your doubts, sharing your emotions, and they went really they really went unheard. Your vulnerability went unheard. Maybe your parents didn't know how to connect with you emotionally, so you ended up just burying your emotions and covering them with your walls, right? So for you, the main thing when it comes to your spiritual path right now, what you're learning, what the universe is teaching you through your circumstances and through the relationships in your life, the connections in your life, is to learn how to be vulnerable again. Because sometimes when that happens in our childhood, when our vulnerability goes unheard, we end up shutting down and we end up seeing vulnerability as weakness. And vulnerability is so far from weakness, it's insane. Like when you're truly vulnerable with yourself, truly vulnerable with the people you're connected to, letting your guard down and letting people see you, letting people see your insecurities, letting people hold you when you're emotional, like really allowing someone to be in that space with you. That's where your lesson lies right now at this point in time in your journey, is learning to dance again with vulnerability, because vulnerability is your heart space. It's not the mind. It's not the ego. It's getting really present and authentic with who you are and allowing people to see that. Capricorn. Yeah. Beautiful. And like letting people see your fears, even like a challenge that Spirit is presenting you with right now is taking your fears and turning them into strengths, taking your weaknesses and turning them into strengths. Because the thing is, a weakness is nothing more than untapped potential. A weakness usually is the foundation of your truest strength, which is vulnerability and connection and being able to be open with people, sharing your story, sharing your pain, your fear, your success, letting people see that and being that mirror that they're not alone, right? Like people need that from you. And that's really essential to your mission, is learning to dance with that vulnerability so that you can show up and be vulnerable with people and allow them to see you without all of the walls. Because I feel like sometimes for you, you like to show up a certain way, dress a certain way, talk a certain way, do things a certain way so that people, it's almost like you're controlling how people see you. Like by how you show up, how you talk, how you relate to them, how close you get, the things that you share about yourself. It's very controlled and like trying to make them see you the way that you want them to see you rather than surrendering and just letting them see you for who you are, which is so beautiful and good enough. For you, I got the mask here, the fear and vibrations. Look at these two cards. That card, fear, black, shadow work, and then we got the high vibrations right beside it, the pink, the purity. That's where you are on your soul purpose, on your mission work, is really getting out of your head, getting out of the ego's fear, calling in your higher self to tame your ego's fear, stepping out of your comfort zone, being more vulnerable and intimate with yourself and the people around you. And like, once you step out of your comfort zone and trying to control how people see you and just, just show up and be sensitive, be soft, be open. That's going to just like skyrocket your vibration and really allow your soul's essence of who you truly are to come through, to shine through. But you have to consciously make the decision to show up and be vulnerable with other people and with yourself.
So, this person, beautiful soul, I really feel it. And they're here to guide you through some distortions that you have in play about, romance, how it's supposed to look, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to feel, and kind of challenge that. This is a more organic relationship I'm really picking up on. And in Mercury retrograde especially, it can throw glitches in the matrix when it comes to us and our persona, that established and built up self through pains and fears, like past childhood trauma. We build up this persona to protect us and to, this is my avatar and this is who I am and this is how I dress and this is how I do these things. But in Mercury retrograde, it's like it turns our personas on our heads, and it's actually a beautiful time to go into vulnerability, because that's the true essence of ourselves. And when we try to lay out a persona, or this is how a relationship is supposed to be, or this is a red flag because this is not following traditional means of how a relationship should stand, or whatever, we're just friends, we're putting each other in different boxes and kind of things, to a point where it's so weighing and so disheartening, and so you get communication failure, because facade that you're trying to put out there as the true you is really being received like, I don't think that's you. You know, I don't know if that is truly you. And I think you're maybe holding something back from me. And when we allow ourselves to be open and we put our swords down and we say, you know what, I'm going to move into this connection. I'm going to allow myself to feel and cry and look as fucking like vulnerable and you know, heart-filled, that this might scare this person away, but this is the true essence of me. And you're going to start seeing how when you allow these things to grow organically, like our relationship, let's say, even in the beginning, it was, we were friends, and we weren't just friends, we were the best. And we truly allowed ourselves to become vulnerable, even though that's what we said. Oh, you know, we have this opportunity to be vulnerable, finally, for once in our lives. And then as we became vulnerable, that's when we started becoming scared. Or the ego, that persona, started to becoming scared. Because, no, we're this. This is who we are. We built this up. We took so long. We took all our lives to build this up. And then what? You're just going to walk away and open your heart and show this person who you truly are? Like, then where does that leave me? And then the ego starts. Oh, this bitch trying to kill me. Oh shit. And it starts to quiver. And the more you open up and you become vulnerable with this person and you share it and you just allow things to grow, like the organic part of our relationship in the beginning, oh my God. I had never felt a relationship like that before in my life.
And when we're talking about being vulnerable, let me kind of share mine and Danny's experience with vulnerability.
Sure.
So, like, we think that we're being vulnerable. We think that we're being really authentic, but sometimes we have walls and barriers in place that don't allow us to really, it's distorted. The ego creates distortion. So where we're coming from is from authenticity, but then as we are bringing it to the surface, it gets distorted through our ego spheres, okay? And like, for example, when me and Danny got together, you know, I knew that I had been an addict before. I knew that I had codependency issues. And I also knew that I was healing it. You know, I was letting that go. I was, you know, trying not to do drugs and really trying to show up in purpose and in my authenticity. And I thought that I didn't judge myself for that. I thought that I, you know, I knew that I was a drug addict, but I didn't think I judged myself. I didn't think I was shaming myself for some of the things that happened when I was doing pills. But then when I got real vulnerable with Danny and I told him about my pill problem, then it hit me. Then I got to see that there was shame there. I did feel guilty for some of the things that I did. I did feel nasty and, you know, disgusting at times and very unworthy of love. Very, there were parts of me, of self, and parts of things that I did in my life where there was like hatred there and resentment and bitterness. But I couldn't see all of that stuff until I really got vulnerable and I shared that secret with him. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like, that's what it takes. And then after, like, I told him, you know, I've had a pill problem, right? Whatever. And then after I shared that, that was my dance with vulnerability at the time. That was as far as I could go, at least just telling him the truth. And then as I continued to share, it got a lot more truthful. Like, I was telling him some of the things that had to take place for me to survive, and I felt so ugly, you know what I mean? But also,
this face.
It really, like, sharing that fear, the trauma, the experiences that I had with codependency and drugs, like sharing that shame that I had for myself, it also awakened this deep, deep love for myself, this deep compassion for myself. And like, I could really see myself in that moment with him being that mirror and that loving reflection. That makes sense.
So to kind of end it off, King of Wands, and this is what this person truly is. And
this has showed up twice tonight in your spread.
The devil. It's time to transform, right? This person is leading you to a new aspect of the journey that you know, it's been a while since you've had a relationship like this, and this person is going to bring you there. For me, the King of Wands, this guy really, you know, once upon a time, the King of Wands used to be a knight, the Knight of Wands, and he didn't really know, you know, what he wanted. He was testing the waters and surfing through the ladies and trying to discover who he was and what he truly desired. Right? With the King of Wands, this is a man that's matured. This is a man that is an absolute leader, and one that has come to a place in his life that not only does he know what he wants, but he allows for a beautiful space to bond with someone on a heart space level. You know, he's shrouded in his, well, you can't see the green shroud and stuff, but he can identify, you know, the potential that's before him. He's also a master manifester in a way of like entrepreneurship and stuff, but that's regardless. He can see new growth, and when you show him vulnerability, he can see that. You know, it's not easy to do that, to open up to people, and he'll be honored by these things. And I think I'm going to leave it there because there's so much opportunity for you. But like, to stress one point in particular is that organic, allowing it to unfold beautifully and staying in that flow of like, just, oh my God, just allowing yourself to be free with each other is just like such a beautiful time. I'm not going to say it's going to be always like that, because when we are comfortable, you know, Spirit starts throwing towers at us to rise up, little one, keep going, you're doing amazing. And comfortability is like a stagnancy, if you will. So,
and as a master, as an evolved soul, an evolved consciousness, an awakened being, we have to be willing to surrender our perception, even if it's a good perception. But we have to be willing to surrender our mind and get really present with our soul. The mind, the ego, is not authentic to who you are. So if you're not really familiar and constantly, consistently going within yourself, cleaning stuff out, going into fears, trauma, you know, clearing these distortions out, and you're getting all of your perceptions of your circumstances, all of your point of views with this person, if you're getting all of that from your mind, then it might be tainted. You know what I mean? It may be distorted from what's actually going on. So we have to really surrender what we believe to be true or what we think is going on, or to really be able to hear our intuition. Like, we have to let the stories of our circumstances, the narrative of our person, we have to let those go so that we can actually feel our intuition. That's the thing. If you're ever questioning your intuition, this is for anybody. If you're ever questioning whether you're picking up on your intuitive hits or whether, like, you don't know how to make a decision, that's another thing. If you're questioning whether it's your intuition coming through, or if you're having a really hard time making decisions and having a hard time having clarity, a way to know when it's coming from your mind is you won't be able to feel it. Intuitive hits you can feel. And even if you are getting intuitive hits, but there's stuff in the way, there's debris from your trauma, there's too much in your mental space, even when you get those intuitive hits, you won't feel it. You'll just think it. You know what I mean? And that's a really good sign to, like, clear out your mental space, to invoke your tools, to use your tools as an empath. I feel like a lot of people in here are empaths, and when you're empaths, you have to have a practice with keeping your energy purified, keeping it clean, going into the heart space. you know?
Knowing what energy is yours and what energy is coming from outside and being able to work with that.
And I got one last card for you, Heidi. Answering the Call. It's a really beautiful card. It's got the sky back there, the rainbow and the water. And it says, you've been called. If you've been waiting for your life to shift, the waiting is over. Your true and authentic life is happening. If you've been hoping for a sign, this is it. Right now, your spirit guides, ancestors, and loved ones who have passed on are sending you messages, love, and healing. You've been called, and a gateway is opening for communications from these spiritual realms. Again, having a consistent practice with talking to your higher self, communicating and feeling, not with the mind, right? Getting out of the mind, getting out of the ego to hear and feel the messages from your ancestors, the messages from your guides, the messages from your higher self, and the messages from your inner child. You've been called, and a gateway is opening for communications from these spiritual realms. Now and in the days ahead, signs from spirit will be all around you. Watch for them. Your native spirit wants you to know. Indigenous people look to the clouds, the wind, and the movement of animals to discern the secret messages from Creator. In native traditions, life is ruled by signs. Right now, your spirit helpers are telling you that this is your time, the wait is over. Sometimes we spend so much time waiting for life to happen that we miss the joy in the moment. Cherish the here and now. And know that no matter what concerns you may have, in the deepest sense, you are ready. Believe, follow the signs, and miracles will abound. Your time is now. Look for signs. They are all around you. The feather that alights at your feet, the penny that mysteriously appears, or the rainbow splashed across the sky may be a sign that spirit is trying to get your attention. So they're making me feel like you get a lot of synchronicities, Heidi. Numbers, angel numbers, 555, 222, 1111. You know, I feel like you get all of these numbers. But do you really understand why you're getting these synchronicities? Why when you think something, it like, let's say, you were thinking of a song and then boom, it plays on the radio. Or you're thinking of a past loved one and boom, you see their name on a sign on the side of the road. Like, those are the signs. And if there's kind of clutter in your energy field, you can't feel what the actual sign is trying to tell you. So like when you're getting these signs, you know, maybe kind of keep a little log of what's going on, a little log of the signs that you're sending, and release what you thought those signs meant, and really ask your higher self. Call in your guides and be like, so Vera, like, what did it mean earlier when I was thinking about the person that I'm interested in and then I saw 222? Like, what did that sign mean? And then sit in your heart space and feel it, and then listen. Like, don't create a story about what you're feeling, but like really trust what you start to feel when you ask those questions. Watch your dreams. Messages from spirit are often conveyed in the nocturnal hours. Yeah, I hope that helped. Love. Yeah, pull some cards. And again, I remember when, like, girl, I was pulling cards for me and my relationships and what this person thought of me and how they felt and what was gonna happen between us next. And like my focus was so not in the present moment. You know what I mean? So when it comes to these signs, pay attention to the present moment, right when they present themselves to you.
I did pull a card for your other, and it was the Ten of Pentacles. How do they feel? It's the Ten of Pentacles, and in this card, it's a whale breaking water, and I got this feeling of like, you know, every time you guys connect, there's just this release and weightlessness, right? This ability to be weightless in each other's presence, and wow, at the bottom of that is the Six of Cups.
Reunion and memories.
Kindred spirit, you know? Mm-hmm. So really just playing in that energy and trusting that, you know, he feels the same way. I remember when we were in that weightlessness energy back, in the day, I guess you call it now. But there was this coaxing of Brooke to get me to release my feelings for her, kind of thing.
He was in love with me, but he wouldn't tell me.
Well, I was just so happy to be free in love instead of having it bound by, this label or that label or whatever, right? So we had like 2-3 weeks of just amazing flow. And then she was like, okay, time to land that jet.
Time to have some vulnerability.
Time to land that jet and drop land into vulnerability. And then when I did, oh my God, but
I couldn't receive the vulnerability or the intimacy. I couldn't receive it. I didn't have enough space. That's why it's so important to clear out your energy, to let go of perceptions and ideas, and, clear the mental space, clear the emotional space. Because I sat here and asked him for vulnerability, and then he gave it to me, and I could not receive it. It triggered the shit out of me. I was like, oh, okay, that was beautiful. Got to go.
This girl set me up to fucking. Oh yeah, no, you can come in for a landing. You're only about 20 feet to the ground. You almost got a touchdown. Like, oh no, you just slammed into the fucking ground. The ground was like. Not what I was trying to say, but shot down in flames. But she needed some space to really check herself and see what this was. And
then it awoke my insecurities and my fears.
Oh yeah, and that even flow started going like this. You know what I mean? But it really it shook us, and it brought us to where we're today. And we go through eves and flows ever still, ever more, and we learn to play with each other more, and that's it. That's it. That's a wrap up.
Heidi, you are so welcome. Welcome to the tribe.
Oh, welcome home.
Yes. It was so good to meet you, beautiful soul. And thank you for trusting us to tap into your energy and bring you some beautiful messages from spirit. We love you.
And if you'd like to check out our services, we do card readings, we do channel messages, we do Journey to Your Weighted Fate sessions.
Those are intensive courses.
Yeah, that's similar to our Journey to Your Weighted Fate mentorship. So if you're like, well, maybe I'm interested in a mentorship, but I want to see what it feels like first. Little taste. Check out the sessions. Then we've got mentorships and 2-on-1 coaching.
Yeah.
With Twin Flames of Union.
Yeah. What up, Tanya?
Tanya, you're here. It's time to go.
Literally, though, we were saying goodbye.
We were just wrapping up.
We love you, Tanya.
I thought you were moving closer so we get to see you more.
Girl,
Tanya.
I miss your freaking face. Miss your face, Tanya.
For real. Might even be time to do another Zoom call with all y'all in the Love Vibe Tribe. Check out the Love Vibe Tribe. Everything is on empireofneutrality.com. Check it out. How do I get in the Love Vibe Tribe? It's all in there. And that's a wrap.
You heard me in my head.
That's a wrap. So we'll do a twin flame goodbye yet again. We love y'all. Yes. Thank you for showing up for us and allowing us to show up for you.
Yes, we love you. Thank you for showing up for us. Thank you for showing up for yourselves and truly showing up for us. We love you like family. I don't know if Sandra and Alan are still in here, but I fucking love you guys. I'm so happy that y'all made it where you were trying to go and y'all are good. And yeah, like it was a beautiful night with you guys, and I'm so honored to be able to show up and serve you and love you. Thank you for letting us love you.
Empire of Neutrality.
Out.